The Washington Channel along the southwest waterfront in our nation's capital looks like a postcard, but many people say the security restrictions to the waterway proposed by the Army's Fort McNair post are nothing to write home about.
It ends up being a real safety concern for the community.
Patrick Revord leads community engagement for The Wharf, a mix of restaurants, shopping, living, and workspaces, which is Fort McNair's neighbor.
The Washington Channel is home to 3 marinas, the Wharf Marina, the Capitol Yacht Club, and the Washington Marina. In total, it's about 434 boat slips, but that number is growing to another 135 that are still under construction.
People interested in protecting this part of the Potomac joined a virtual public hearing that brought together Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, D.C. Council member Charles Allen, and Major General Omar Jones.
The proposal really is only 2 things. It is no loitering, mooring, or anchoring within it's about 100 meters of Fort McNair without prior approval. And then if we do observe suspicious activity in the channel, we would call D.C. Harbor.
General Jones says there's good reason for wanting to add buoys to block off the water in front of the base, what opponents say will narrow what is already a limited portion of the waterway.
There have been both credible and specific threats to leaders that live here on Fort McNair. And the side of the base along the Washington Channel is where we're most vulnerable. The most recent one, shortly before the holidays, was actually a swimmer. Came in from right where the Titanic Memorial is, entered the channel there, came up the channel, and came on the base that way. Our security patrols were able to apprehend the individual.
Do we need signs saying no swimming? I mean, would that take care of that?
There are signs along the seawall that do say it's a federal installation and, no access without permission, those kind of things. So.
Councilmember Allen says he's concerned the interests of security are starting to creep too much into our public space.
I am afraid that expanding Fort McNair's security perimeter further into the water will discourage our residents from enjoying the water, and that the reduced navigable area will make it more dangerous.
And Potomac Riverkeeper Dean Nalyokes threatened legal action if the proposal moves forward.
General, you mentioned loitering and you keep dancing around this issue, but the reality is what we talk, when you say loitering, as a boater, you're talking about anglers, people fishing.
The paragraph D of the proposed rule, which includes exceptions, says, quote, fishing is permitted within the restricted area, unquote. So again, absolutely no intent. In my mind, loitering and fishing, trolling from a watercraft are not the same thing.
General Jones says if the buoys are a main concern, he can work on the plan before there's a final ruling, which we will continue to follow. For Chesapeake Bay Media's Bay Bulletin, I'm Cheryl Costello.